This is grade 5, module 2, lesson 24. And this objective is to divide decimal dividends by multiples of 10, reasoning about the placement of the decimal point and making connections to a written method. So now we're going to be working with the decimals and division. And the examples I'm going to use today are from the homework, and it's question 1. And I'm going to use G and H for this one. And the directions say divide, show every other division sentence in 2 steps. The first 2 have been done for you. So part A and B have been done for you. So for G, I have 8/10 divided by 4. And this is a pretty simple mental math problem, and the answer is 0.2 or 2/10. So in H, we're going to set this one up a little differently. I have 80 divided by 400. So I'm going to do this one in 2 steps. So 80 divided by 400 is equal to 80 divided by 100 divided by 4. Okay? And if I do what's in parentheses first, 80 divided by 100, we're pretty used to that, especially when we were working with decimals. And I know that's going to be 8/10. And if I divide 8/10 by 4, we already did in the previous problem. The answer is 0.2 or 2/10. So I'm going to move on to the word problem. And the word problem is question 3. And that reads, Chris rode his bike along the same route every day for 60 days. He logged that he has gone exactly 127.8 miles. Part A reads, how many miles did he bike each day? Show your work and explain how you know. And B says, how many miles did he bike over the course of 2 weeks? So just working on part A for right now. It says, how many miles did he bike each day? So I know that I'm going to do the work down here at the bottom. He has 127 decimal point 8. And I'm going to divide that by 60, okay? So I do know that 60 times 2 is going to give me 120, so I'm going to put my 2 here. And I have my 7. So now our students are working with the decimal point instead of the remainders. So I'm going to bring down my 8. And how many groups of 60 are in 78? And I can do that one time. And they do know if I'm adding a 0 here, it doesn't change the value of my dividend here. So I can continue my spaces on as much as I need to. So how many times does 60 go into 180? That answer is 3. And I'm going to squeeze it in here, and I have so that actually works out evenly. So 127 and 8/10 is equal to 127 and 8/10 divided by 60 is equal to 2 and 1300ths. So what does this number mean? That is the amount of miles he biked each day. So, I didn't write my target sentence. He biked 2.13 miles each day. Okay, shame on me. That's what I should have written out first, okay? He biked 2.13 miles each day, okay? So now part B says, how many miles did he bike over the course of 2 weeks? So the students need to know how many days are in 2 weeks. And that answer, of course, is 14 days. So I'll just write it above here, 14 days. So in one day, he biked 2 and 1300ths of a mile. So in 14 days, so I'm going to have to take 2 decimal point 13, and I'm going to multiply that by 14 days, okay? So that's going to be the answer to he biked blank miles in 2 weeks, okay? That's my target sentence. And when I multiply this out, I have an answer of 29 and 82 hundredths. So he biked 29 and 82 hundredths of a mile in 2 weeks. So 29.82 miles in 2 weeks. Okay. Again, the trick is the students need to know phrases like 2 weeks. Well, if we found out how many miles he biked in a day for A, they need to do some converting. So they had to convert 2 weeks into days, and the answer was 14.